Antarctica is the sixth continent on our planet. It is the coldest and harshest place on Earth. It has been 200 years since the Russian explorers Fatih Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev discovered this continent. But the mysteries that the Antarctic ice sheet conceals have not been solved so far. Some believe that other life is hidden in the continental mass of ice. Others are sure that the answers to questions about the origin of the Earth are stored there. It is possible that each of the inquisitive Antarctic researchers is right in his own way. Otherwise, how to explain the series of mysterious documented events that took place here in the middle of the 20th century? And these events are still considered the main secret of the sixth continent of our planet. In 1959, the Soviet expedition that founded the Mirny Polar Station in Antarctica sent a group of 8 researchers deep into the continent to reach the South Magnetic Pole. Only 3 returned. According to the official version, the cause of the tragedy was a severe storm, severe frosts, and engine failure of the rover. In 1962, polar explorers from the USA went to the South Magnetic Pole. The Americans took into account the sad experience of their Soviet colleagues, so 17 people were equipped for the expedition on 3 all-terrain vehicles and with constant radio support. No one died in this expedition, but the researchers returned in one all-terrain vehicle. They were all on the verge of insanity. The researchers could not explain anything clearly, and they were immediately evacuated to their homeland. Much later, Soviet polar explorer Yuri Korshunov, in an interview with a reporter, tried to tell what happened to the expedition of the Mirny station. Korshunov was one of those who survived the campaign to the magnetic pole. According to the polar explorer, the group was attacked by glowing flying objects resembling discs. The attempt to photograph the objects ended tragically. The photographer and the camera were destroyed by a beam sent from a flying object, and those who began to repel the attack from hunting rifles also died. The reporter was unable to publish the story, and Korshunov died in the meantime. It was only recently that the revelations of the Soviet polar explorer became known to the American media. They immediately linked this story with another Antarctic expedition sent from the Norfolk Naval Base in 1946. It was a very strange expedition. It was fully funded by the Pentagon and even had the military name High Jump. The expedition was commanded by the famous polar explorer Admiral Richard Byrd. Admiral Byrd commanded a powerful naval task force comprising an aircraft carrier, 12 surface ships, a submarine, more than 20 aircraft, and Dawson-class helicopters, as well as approximately 5,000 personnel. You have to admit, that's an unusual lineup for a scientific expedition. In fact, the expedition consisted of only 25 scientists. The rest were military personnel. Before setting sail, Admiral Byrd stated at a press conference that his expedition was of a military nature. Although he did not disclose any details, some journalists have speculated that Byrd's mission is to locate and destroy a top-secret Nazi base located somewhere in the southernmost latitudes. This was a time when the countries of the anti-Hitler coalition were actively discussing the mysterious disappearance of high-ranking Third Reich party officials following the German army's surrender, as well as the disappearance of Nazi Germany's gold reserves and high-tech developments. Various theories have been put forward, including the idea that the Nazis might have hidden somewhere in Antarctica, where they had built a secret refuge in advance. Various theories were put forward, including the idea that the Nazis might have hidden somewhere in Antarctica, where they had built a secret refuge in advance. In late January 1947, an American expedition reached Antarctica and began conducting aerial reconnaissance of the continent in the Queen Maud Land region. Several hundred aerial photographs were taken during the first few weeks, and then something mysterious happened. The expedition, planned to last 6 months, barely reached the icy continent before it was hastily called off and fled the shores of Antarctica in panic. Disheartening radio reports began arriving at the Pentagon. A destroyer was lost, nearly half of the carrier-based aircraft, thousands of sailors and officers. Admiral Byrd told members of the U.S. Congress's Special Investigative Commission the following: in the event of a new war, America could face an attack from an enemy capable of moving from one pole to the other at incredible speed. But who managed to force the American naval squadron to turn back? A year and a half before this event, 2 German submarines from the so-called Führer's convoy surrendered to the authorities in the Argentine port of Mar del Plata. The mission of this top-secret unit remains a closely guarded secret to this day. The submarine crews were interrogated relentlessly, but they managed to obtain a statement only from the commander of submarine Humanus 530. 3 weeks before the end of the war, the submarine Humanus 530 left Kiel and set course for Antarctica. On board were passengers with their faces covered, as well as relics of the Third Reich. The commander of another submarine, UU-977, Heinz Schaefer, reported that he had retraced that route a short time later. Investigators also discovered that German submarines had made multiple voyages to Antarctica. But why the South Pole, of all places? It has long been theorized that there was once a single supercontinent on Earth called Gondwana. It existed about 500 million years ago and encompassed nearly all of the landmass of the southern hemisphere. Later, it broke apart into several continents due to the movement of tectonic plates. Antarctica is one such continent and, according to some theories, may be linked to Atlantis. This idea dates back to Plato, who described a lost civilization said to be comparable in size to Antarctica. In addition, a map by the Turkish Admiral Richard Byrd from 1513 was discovered, on which Antarctica is depicted without an ice cap. It is claimed that ancient sources were used in its creation. The idea of the hidden knowledge of ancient civilizations caught Adolf Hitler's attention. The Nazis actively sought out the ancient knowledge and technologies of their ancestors. They understood that they could not win future wars through sheer military might alone, and instead staked their hopes on technological superiority. This is precisely why the Onameb Society organized expeditions to Tibet, Latin America, and Antarctica. The goal was to discover the origins of civilization and gain access to ancient knowledge. It was believed that this knowledge could give Germany a competitive advantage. According to some reports, German submariners discovered a true earthly paradise in Antarctica. And in 1943, an announcement was made regarding the creation of an impregnable fortress for the Führer on the other side of the world. Later, huge lakes of warm water were discovered beneath the Antarctic ice. The temperature in these lakes reaches 18 degrees Celsius. Above them are cavities filled with warm air. It is believed that such conditions may have created a system of subglacial tunnels. Through them, submarines could penetrate deep into the continent. This might explain the reference to a fortress. According to some documents, the Nazis planned to establish a base in Antarctica called New Swabia, or Base 211. Equipment, scientists, and specialists were allegedly transported there. Some theories suggest that the base was intended for military purposes, resource extraction, or as a refuge for the Third Reich's elite. After the war, thousands of German specialists vanished without a trace. Thousands of submarines also disappeared. This fueled suspicions about the existence of a secret base. U.S. intelligence may have had access to such information. That is precisely why a large-scale expedition was sent in 1946. However, it ended in an unexpected retreat. According to reports, the expedition came under attack by unidentified flying objects. They emerged from the water, moved at tremendous speed, and attacked the ships. Eyewitnesses described beams that destroyed the equipment and widespread mental disorders among the people. The events resembled the account given by Yuri Korshunov. Later, blueprints for disc-shaped aircraft were discovered in the archives of the Third Reich. German scientists were indeed working on such technologies. There are theories that they attempted to replicate technologies found in ancient sources or even extraterrestrial objects. Some projects involved devices with anti-gravity capabilities. Although many of these projects were never completed, There is speculation that some of the technology may have been transported to Antarctica. According to some theories, a facility for manufacturing flying machines may have been established there, and it was these machines that may have attacked Byrd's expedition. However, most scientists are skeptical of such theories. There is no official evidence of the existence of such technologies. Nevertheless, mysterious UFO sightings in the South Pole region continue. Some researchers believe that there may be a hidden base or even an underground city beneath the ice. There is talk of a hypothetical New Berlin with millions of inhabitants, but these claims remain mere speculation. In 1976, Japanese researchers in Antarctica observed 19 objects that flew overhead and then disappeared. There were also reports of unidentified satellites in Earth's orbit. Antarctica still holds its secrets, and every year there are more and more questions. But there is still hope that one day humanity will be able to solve these mysteries. Subscribe to the channel and see you soon on the Crazy Facts channel.